Welcome to chapter 3, manipulating large object. This portion is fundamental part 2, and we try to look at how we can manipulating large data set. In this lecture, what we're going to learn how to do the DML operation and also inserting all pivoting inserts and first insert and all insert. Let's go start with the first one. Copying row from another table. Normally we can use insert into a table, and we can name the column name of the table and column name of the tables, and then we use a select statement to insert row into that table. That select statement that we do, normally you're going to do the select statement employee ID, put him into the ID, last name from a query, you're going to put him to the name, and salary, you're going to put it as salary from the table, and commission percentage, you're going to put to commission percentage from sales reps. Now, to extracting this select statement from right here to right here, we're restricting the row selection, or let's consider filtering that one, and only we extracting those portion of the data that we prefer to insert into all sales rep. Let's look at this example. Let's go with the one example. Well, I don't have the table. If you notice right here, you're going to using the table sales rep. Since I don't have the sales rep table, I'm going to create that table by using a select statement. This example, I'm going to say create table sales rep as select employee ID. I want name, give the alias ID, last name, I prefer to give him the alias name, sales, salary, I would like to be the same salary, I'm not going to give him alias. Commission percentage, I don't want an alias for that one, and I'm going to use the same one from employee table. Well, right here I did a trick. The trick, I put where 1 is equal to 2. When I'm going to do this one, we know that any row that you're going to do in this select statement, never 1 is equal to 2. So as the result, only you're going to create a sales rep structure for us. Let me execute this one, and you're going to see what I mean by that. And execute this one, and now if I'm going to say select asterisk from sales rep, you're going to see that there is no row into this table. So okay, we did the first step, and now we try to execute this query, and we highlight this query, and which already I explained it to you. Then I'm going right here and putting this query right here and execute that one. As a result, this example is going to tell us that 4 rows inserted. Your book tells 33 rows, because the table, the data set that we have in Oracle printout is different than this data set that we have is right here. Okay, let me go ahead and remove the rest of this data and try to find out. You're going to see that he inserted 4 rows into our tables. Okay, let's go with the next example. If you notice, because we said insert into the sales rep, and we gave the column name of our table that we're creating, and we use the select statement, I did not, after this one, I didn't put the value. So we're not going to put the attribute value after we do insert. We're going to use the values right after this one right here, when I'm not going to do a select statement. But when I do the select statement, it does not require to put value. Okay, let's go to the next slide. The next slide, inserting using a subquery as a target. I try to insert into, and right here when I do insert into, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5 from a table where a condition exists. So right here I have a subquery. This is a complete subquery, and I try to pull this column, this select statement, and insert into this column, this column. So in fact this subquery generates a set of column, and then I'm going to put the values, which is, for example, values, which is going to be the attribute for employee ID, for last name, for email, and so on. So if I'm going to copy this one, you're going to see that you'll be able easily to inserting one column into our table EMP3, EMP-L3. Your book put in L3. So let's go try this one and execute this one. Now EMP-L3 doesn't exist. Well, what we did create, we create the table, the first table that we're creating. Oh, we didn't create the EMP-L3. Let me go ahead before doing that one. Again, I'm going to create a table EMP-L3. I did the same trick that I did in the sales rep EMP-L3, and using the select statement from employee department were not equal to 2. So I'm going to create this table, and now I'm going to using this insert statement. Okay, let's try this example. So in fact, we inserting one row to EMP-L3, and let's select asterisk from EMP-L3. And you're going to see that we inserting one row into the EMP-L3. So if we back to the slide again, let me maximize this slide a little bit more. So you're going to see that we doing insert into the EMP-L3 right here by doing a select statement to identify the column name, and using these values to insert the value into EMP-L3. In fact, this is the reverse model of this example. This one, it explicitly identify the column. This example is going to pick up the column from the table of EMP3 and inserting row into that EMP3 table. And it is same example that your book tried to show you how you're going to use a subquery, and you have a subquery, and only we pick up this item and be inserting only this row into the table of EMP3, this row right here, which is part of our subquery. Okay, let's go retrieving data with the subquery. Now this one I have to go to show you some example. We can create online table. What I mean by online table, see right here, don't get confused with the A right here or B right here. Look at right here. I may go, let's go to the SQL prompt. I'll show you an example. I'm going to say select ename, and then I'm open a parenthesis and select sum of sal from EMP, and another column. I name this one my column, and I'm going to select also another column from the EMP3, and that one is MGR and DEPT from EMP. Okay, if you notice, I put a select statement right here, and as a result it's going to bring a new column. So when I'm going to select, let's see what I miss. I have in two parentheses right here, and I have in one parenthesis right there. So let's put it two parentheses, and from select, okay, I made mistake right here. I have to close this parenthesis. Why I have in many parentheses? Let me close I think I put wrong parentheses right here. Let me see. Select ename, sal, open one parentheses, sum of sal from EMP, and I name it this one, and DPT from EMP. Well, let's see. I'm gonna take this time from your. Okay, select sum of the sal from EMP, and I would like to name this column to be my column. So this one is okay, and it's gonna tell me what is the problem. Oh, DPTNO. This one should be DPTNO. Okay, here you go. See right here, I have a column right here which is displayed there, my column, which is include the total salary. Now, also we can write a select statement in, let's go ahead, select asterisk from EMP, select ename sal from EMP, and I would like to add another table, and I'm going to put right here select let's say commission, and for example DPTNO from EMP, and this EMP that I'm name this table B, and I name my first table A, so alias for table A for table B. Now I can go right here and specify that I would like from the table B dot commission. I select some data from table B, and I'm going to selecting it right now. I have to specify A because I gave employee EMP A alias, and I'm going to give this one A. Again, let me use the same uppercase that I do. Now, if I'm going to create this one as we learned in chapter 3, you're going to create a Cartesian product, and it's going to display a lot of row for us. And as you're going to see that it's going to display a lot of row for us. Well, I am using a where clause right here to restrict that one. Something matching with this table with something matching with this table should be matched. Okay, so I'm going back to my slide right here, and I'm going to start talking about this one, that I may using select this column and this column and this column and this column, this three column from table A. What is the table A? Is right here, the alias A, which is employee. That right here I have B salary average, and B salary average I'm going to select them from another table, and that table we gave him the alias B. So this one is going to pull the salary from this table, and A select the last name, salary and department from the first table. Now this select statement, in fact I have one table right here and online table another one right here, which is B. Now I'm going to using a where clause where A mean the employee department ID is equal to the B department ID, which is right here. Also adding extra restriction, and I'm putting and A salary greater than B salary. So in fact we try to find out all employees salary from employee table where their salary is more than average salary of other employee of the whole department. So I'm going to extract, copy this one, bring it right here, and put him in right here, and execute this one. As a result, we're going to find out that salary average is 18,750, but this employee is getting 2,400, this employee get 9,000, and so on. Let's go to the next slide. Next slide, updating two columns with the subquery. Now, let's consider I'm going to copy this example to a notepad and try to make it simple. Then I'm going to another example. Let's look at this example right here. and I'm gonna make the font much more bigger so you all can see very well. And look at this example. Update EMP13. Well, right here I have a select statement. And salary also I have it right here. Okay. Now I can do one thing. This is a subquery. As a result of this subquery, it gonna find the job ID from employee, where employee ID is equal to 205. Okay. Well, so it gonna in fact bring a job ID. So it look like this one, that I may having an updated statement, or let me reverse this one. I'm gonna say I have an updated statement for job ID 200, and I may replace this job ID with the subquery which is bring me, for example, the job ID 200. Okay, and right here is another subquery which is bring the job ID for 160, employee ID 168, and it is 130, job ID 130, for example. So in fact, don't get confused. What we're really doing right here, we just put in, for example, 200 and salary is 130. That's what we, job ID is 200 and salary is 1300, for example. Where employee. Now instead of this value and this value, we're going to put a subquery, this subquery. So let's go ahead right here and update employee 3. I'm going back right here and let's see what we have. Select asterisk from EMPL3, see what we have in the EMPL3. EMPL3 currently we have one salary. Let's go ahead with this updated statement, not this one, sorry, this updated statement. This updated statement, we try to pull some information adding the job ID from employee table, from employee ID 205, and also we try to find the salary of employee with the employee ID 168. And as a result, when we go and execute it, we don't have any row matching with this data that I want. So let's go ahead and do a select statement from employee table and try to do example. Select asterisk from employees, and let's see what I have employees. I may using some job ID, for example, for employee ID 205, and we don't have employee ID 205. So we're going to use the employee 111. Right here we're going to use the employee 111, and we're going to using the employee, for example, 108, and let's see, and 114. Yes, we have that one. And we try to do the insert statement. And okay, let's go ahead and remove this one and go ahead, try one more time. Still is one row. I mean, let's see why we did what we did wrong. Why it didn't put for us select asterisk from employees. And I'm going to execute this one and look at the query one more time. The query is right here. Update employee 13, set the job ID to this job ID. Job ID, oh, I made mistake. Job ID where employee ID is equal 111. Employee ID is equal to 111. This employee ID is 111, and salary from, okay, this one right here, we should not put this one. I'm going to take the last where clause out, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, now let's say right here I'm going to do one more, and let's see, select asterisk from EMPL3. Okay, why? Okay, we try to update EMPL3 where from select job ID is equal to, I don't like to hold the video if otherwise it causes a problem. I'm going back to the example later on without using a lot of time. Where employee is equal to 108. Let's see 100 also. 100. I'll back to this example. I'll show you in the part of the video number 2. Let me try one more time. Let's see, select asterisk from EMPL3 and see what you're going to show it to me. I'm going to show you this example later on, beginning of the next video. It didn't update any row. It's supposed to update a row. I'll find out a good example and return to this video again. Deleting also, we can delete from employee tree where department ID is equal to, and department ID, this example again may causing a difficulty. So with we try to delete from employee table, but in the where clause that we try to we're using a subquery from a departments table. So if we go on, I expect this one does not give us good results either. And execute this one, and let's see, 0 row deleted, exactly 0 row. I'll go give you another example for both of these examples, which you're going to delete some row. Or you know what, I'll go do a good example right here for you all, and I'm going to say insert right here. This is a good example right here. I have it for you. Employee tree dropped I'm going to drop the employee tree and recreate that one. Do not use the where clause. So you're going to give us both of those examples ran for us, because it's on in own employee L3 only we have one row. Now we can go right here and execute this example. Zero row. No, I have to go create a good example for you. Let's go to the next one, using with the check option keyword on the DML statement. In DML statement, again, we try to insert into employee EMP 1 tree where department ID is equal to 250. So we do an insert statement, and when we do insert a statement, we put a check option. Let me go ahead and run this example with check option and without check option, so you're going to see the difference. I'm going to write here in the MySQL statement. In this SQL statement, I'm going to insert some row, inserting some row into the table EMP3 by selecting some row from this row right here, this row, and there is extra insert again. What is that extra insert again? Let me go fix this problem right here. Shouldn't have this one. I try to insert one row into the employee tree, and that row is included this row, but I do with the select option. Now I'm putting with the check option. If I execute this one with the check option, it's going to give me error. If I'm going to remove this check option from right here and executing this one, Again, tell me you have the, let's see, value. Let me go up right here. Values. Okay, you're going to give me mismatching the right parentheses. Let me see with the check option that I put. Okay, so I'm going to remove this portion without check option. Now, if I'm going to execute it, it's going to insert a row. But why? What is the point about the check option? With the check option, when I'm going to put it right here, it's going to specify that this where clause that I have right here, where department ID is not part of this subquery right here. Is not part of this subquery. You notice if I try to execute this one, it's going to give me an error. Now, if I'm going to put a department ID right here, if I added a department ID right here, and I'm putting a department ID, for example, 50, what are you going to do? You're going to proceed or insert a statement without any difficulty. So with check option, what it does, you're going looking in the subquery, and if the whatever is in the where clause, it does not exist in the subquery, it does not allow you to proceed the execution of that option. That's what we call it with check option keyword. Overview of explicit default feature. What is the explicit default feature? Let's consider right here again. I don't have DPT M3. Let me go ahead, create table DPT M3. DPT M3, create DPT M3. I'm going to use the same trick that I used before to create the structure and create the structure. So I create a table DPT M3. Now, we try to insert one row to DPT M3, and that row consists of department ID, department name, and manager ID, and value is included 300 engineering. Well, I don't have any value currently for manager ID. I can put null or I can put default. Any of these two options is acceptable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this one, bring it right here, and use or insert a statement to insert that one into the table. So that's what I use this portion right here. And now if I'm going selecting asterisk from EMP3, from EMP3, you will see there one row that we insert. It is the same as I'll do this one, insert into EMP3, and right here I'm going to using 310, and I'm going to using null. And if I'm going selecting asterisk EMP, what was the name of my table? DPT3. And you're going to see that you're going to select asterisk. It's going to show us two rows. Okay, so also we can do the same with the same format that we have do right here. We can do update and using default or null. And the overview of multiple table insertion. We have three options, all and first. And with that all and three option, let's say I can insert in three different tables by using insert all statement and overview insert all, unconditional insert, conditional insert, and conditional first insert, and pivot insert. I'll go prepare example for this portion of this chapter, and I will back to you as soon. Thank you. Here is an example for updating row based on another table. Right here we employee EMPL3. Let's go create a dummy table for employee L3. Here is structure that we're going to create a dummy table for employee L3. We're going ahead and execute this option, and let's see, let's go with it. Table is already exists, so let's say drop table EMP L3, and we're going to recreate the table EMP L3. We create that one. Now it is the same example. What I'm going to do, I'm going to slightly different than the slide that you all have it right here, and that one is the employee ID 100 and 200. Let's see, we do the update statement in employee L3. Let's see, ID, we have employee with the ID 100. So what I'm going to do, let me try this one, and we try to do this one, and 0 row is inserted. We don't have employee ID 100 and 200. Let's go ahead, select asterisk from employee L3 and see what type of student ID we have. Employee ID we have employee ID 100 and 200. We don't have it. Let's put it 123. We're going to put in 123, or let's consider 108. Okay, and let me remove this one and update. One row updated. So updating a table with done. Now let's go the next example that I try to do. One row deleted. In fact, we change this one to 108. So we update employees 3 based on another table. The table that we use, we're looking for employee ID 100 and 108, and we're updating the employee 3. The next example, we're going to do employee 3, and we try to delete a row based on another table. Delete the row based on another table. This is the example I have right here. We're going to do delete based on another table, but instead of this public department name, public whatever, or before that one some string public, and after that one some other string, so what, or word, before that one some word, and after that one some word or character. String is better term than word. So what I'm going to do, I'm going executive. I'm going to use the example of executive, which is better in a state of the public, because we don't have the public in our table. And now I'm going to write here and copy the same text, paste it right here, and as a result 4 row updated.